There is a very specific type of loneliness that nobody really warns you about. I mean, it's not the loneliness of being entirely alone. It's the loneliness of sitting in a crowded pub on a Friday night, surrounded by people you've known for years, and realizing that you have absolutely nothing to say to them anymore. I mean, if you try and better yourself in the UK, if you decide that you just want to save money, or you want to go to the gym, or start a project, or just stop going out every single weekend, people look at you like you've committed a crime. You say you're taking a month off the pints, and then suddenly, it looks like you've betrayed the whole group. And the harsh truth is, if you actually want to change your life, you're going to have to outgrow some people, and for a while, it's going to be incredibly lonely. The internet has this really toxic way of talking about this. I mean, you look at YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, you see this American hustle culture, everyone sitting in rented supercars, telling you to cut off all the losers in your life, tell you to move to Dubai, to get out of the UK. They tell you to get this Sigma mindset and only associate with people who are millionaires, but it's just cringy and it's all bullshit. I mean, your mates aren't losers, they're just normal people doing what normal people do. We have a culture built entirely around the weekend. You work a job that you don't really like doing Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and your reward is spending £80 on a Friday night on overpriced pints and a takeaway just to numb the stress of the week. Then you spend Saturday hungover, Sunday dreading Monday, and that cycle just repeats. There's no grand conspiracy, it's just comfortable. But when you decide you don't want that cycle anymore, it creates friction, because when you say, I'm good, I'm staying in to work on something, or I've actually got to go to the gym in the morning, you're literally unintentionally holding a mirror up to your mates. Your discipline reminds them of their own stagnation. It's not malicious, but they'll try and pull you back down into the bucket because your absence makes them uncomfortable. I remember exactly when it hit me. It was about 2 years ago, just after I'd finished uni. I was living in this incredibly average, damp flat. I was broke, I hated how I looked, and I just felt completely lost. I decided I was going to go and try and build something online, maybe start content creation or some sort of business. I just wanted a way out of that 9 to 5 lifestyle and that grind. And I did actually spend the whole week in the evenings being disciplined. But then it got to Friday night. The group chat started pinging. Everyone was going to the same pub that we always went to, the local one. And I told myself, alright, I'll just go down for one. But you know exactly how that goes. Just one turns into 5, and then someone suggests going to the club. Next thing you know, you're standing in the freezing cold at 3 AM, waiting for your taxi, eating a lukewarm kebab, and listening to the exact same conversations about the exact same drama with the exact same people. I mean, I woke up at 2 PM the next day, my head was still pounding, I checked my Monzo and I saw I'd spent £65. Money that I actually needed for something else. My whole Saturday was completely written off and I had a hangover. I remember just laying there looking at the ceiling and a very quiet thought popped into my head. I don't actually enjoy this anymore. I'm just doing it because I'm terrified of being left out. I realised my fear of sitting in my flat alone was more powerful than my desire to change my life. And until I flipped that around, I was going to be stuck forever. So if you're watching this and you're in that weird transitional phase where you feel out of place in your own life, here is how you survive the bridge, because that's all it is, a bridge between who you were and who you're becoming. So number 1 would be stop announcing your plans. You don't need to send a dramatic paragraph to the group chat saying that you're entering monk mode. Don't be that guy. Just quietly become unavailable. When they ask you to go out, just say, I can't make it this week, mate, I'm shattered. You don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your time. Let your results speak for you in a year from now. Just move in silence. Number 2, as cringy as it sounds, you need to kind of accept that villain role. You have to make peace with the fact that people will talk about you. They'll say you've changed, they'll say you're boring now. Let them. Being called boring by people who do the exact same thing every single weekend for the past 10 years isn't an insult. It's proof that you're moving forward. The right people, the mates who actually care about you, they'll support what you're doing. And the ones who fade away were never really your mates in the first place. I'd say number 3 is try to repurpose the void. When you stop going out, your weekends are going to become terrifyingly empty. You'll suddenly feel like you have an extra 15 hours a week. But don't spend those 15 hours a week scrolling on TikTok, doom scrolling. That's how you get back into these same bad habits. You need to fill it with some action. Maybe go to a coffee shop on a Saturday morning, take your laptop, go for a run in the rain, read a book, start that YouTube channel that you've been secretly thinking about. The goal isn't to be productive 100% of the time. I mean, that's just not realistic. The goal is just to learn how to sit comfortably in your own company. Because once you actually like the person you are when you're alone, you become incredibly powerful. You stop tolerating all the bullshit situations just to avoid loneliness. I mean, it is a lonely process. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that it isn't. There'll be Friday nights where you see their Instagram stories, everyone's having a laugh, and you'll be sitting in your room wondering if you've made a massive mistake. But I promise you, fast forward a year or two, when you have your health, when you have the bank account that isn't completely drained, when you have a skill or a project that you've built from nothing, you'll look back at that loneliness and realize it was the price of admission for a better life. You aren't losing friends, you're just finding yourself, and that requires a bit of quiet. If this video made sense to you, drop a comment. Tell me what you're working on right now. I read every single one. Subscribe if you want. We're building a kind of small community here where people are just figuring themselves out, and I'm open to hearing all of your guys' stuff in the comments down below. But just go make yourself a cup of tea, turn off your phone for a bit, and I'll see you in the next video.